JBN will keep you informed. Coming up in the news today, man brutally slain inside Boodle's home. Education Ministry awaiting report on appointment of Central High Chairman. Gloucester Avenue to be renamed Jimmy Cliff Boulevard on Thursday. PAJ mourns passing of Dorraine Samuels. 3 men murdered in St. Elizabeth. Transport operators against tracking devices in PPVs. And Kingston man freed in Stony Hill Rolex robbery case. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, leave us a comment and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items. Man brutally slain inside his home in Boodles. A 33-year-old man was brutally slain on the night of Monday, March 25 inside his house in Boodles, St. Catherine. The deceased has been identified as Darius Robinson, a machine operator more popularly known as Crooks. From information received, Robinson was at home about 11 p.m. with a female friend when he was attacked by unknown assailants who opened gunfire at him, hitting him in the upper body, a report from the police stated. He was also stabbed, while a large stone was used to smash his head in before his attackers escaped on foot. The woman was not hurt in the gruesome act. The Old Harbour police are probing the matter. Education Ministry awaiting report on appointment of Central High Chairman. The Ministry of Education says it is awaiting an update on information it requested on the court case against the chairman of Central High School in Clarendon before making a determination on his appointment. The People's National Party PNP on Monday called for the immediate removal of Henry Morant amid reports that he is currently on bail for a murder charge. In a statement issued yesterday, the ministry underscored that it does not make recommendations for appointments to school boards. It is guided by the requirements of the education regulations, which set out the groups and entities that may nominate or elect persons for appointment by the minister to school boards, the ministry pointed out. The ministry is assuring that it is moving towards having the matter addressed in the shortest possible time. The Ministry of Education is aware of reports questioning the appointment of the current chairman of the Board of Management of Central High School in Clarendon. The statement issued by the ministry reads, "The ministry has requested information on the status of the case before the courts pertaining to the chairman and will await a full update before making a determination on his appointment. The ministry does not make recommendations for appointments to school boards. It is guided by the requirements of the education regulations, which sets out the groups and entities that may nominate or elect persons for appointment by the minister to school boards. One such body is the National Council on Education, which has developed its own guidelines for persons nominated by the council for appointment to school boards. Under the guidelines, prospective board members must be a fit and a proper person, meaning someone who is of sound mind and who has not been convicted of an offense under certain legislations, including offenses against the Persons Act, the Child Care and Protection Act, the Sexual Offences Act, or have committed acts of fraud. They also should have attained at least a secondary level of education. To qualify as board chairs, individuals have to attain at least a post-secondary or vocational education and gain a minimum of 3 years experience in supervisory management. They should also have a proven record of accomplishment in supervision and management, have a keen interest in education and nation building, and possess excellent negotiating, interpersonal, and conflict resolution skills. The ministry would like to assure the public that we are moving towards having this matter addressed in the shortest possible time. Gloucester Avenue to be renamed Jimmy Cliff Boulevard on Thursday. Gloucester Avenue, Montego Bay's famous hip strip, is to be renamed in honor of reggae singer Jimmy Cliff on Thursday, March 28. The renaming ceremony is slated to take place at 4 p.m. at the Old Hospital Park in the Second City. The move to rename the hip strip in honor of Jimmy Cliff was made at a St. James Municipal Corporation Council meeting in April 2017. The Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation, at its council meeting in June of that year, noted its support for the St. James resolution seeking to rename Gloucester Avenue. The resolution described James Chambers, better known as Jimmy Cliff, as one of the great sons of the Somerton Division in St. James. The resolution argued that it was fitting to rename Montego Bay's hip strip that had become internationally famous for showcasing various talents in music and art at the Jimmy Cliff Boulevard. Scheduled to be in attendance at the renaming are Minister of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport Olivia Babsy-Grange, Minister of Tourism Edmund Bartlett, and Member of Parliament for St. James Northwest Dr. Horace Chang. PAJ mourns passing of Dorraine Samuels. The Press Association of Jamaica, PAJ, says that Jamaica has lost one of the most talented broadcasters in the business following the death of veteran broadcaster Dorraine Samuels yesterday. Samuels, who underwent surgery, passed away after losing her battle to cancer. She had officially retired from the RGR Gleaner Communications Group on January 11 after nearly 40 years in media. PAJ President George Davis says Samuel's passing will leave a significant void in the profession. Dorraine was one of the few broadcasters who was able to seamlessly move between the media of radio and television. She was not only a broadcaster, but someone who also worked tirelessly to aid the less fortunate, said Davis. He added that she was a breath of fresh air on the airwaves, and we welcomed her into our homes daily over the decades, whether she was delivering the major newscasts on RGR or hosting her various radio programs, The Sunday Magazine, Jamaica Today, and Dorraine's Coffee Break. For 14 years, she also co-anchored primetime news on TVJ. The PAJ said it twice recognized Samuels for exemplary service in journalism. The association first honored Dorraine in 2004. Also honored that year was Alan Magnus, who co-hosted RGR's flagship morning program, Good Morning Jamaica, with her for 2 decades. In 2012, Dorraine was again the toast of the PAJ when she was one of the 5 news anchors of excellence recognized during National Journalism Week, the PAJ said. 3 men murdered in St. Elizabeth. The police are probing the circumstances surrounding the murders of 3 men in 2 separate shooting incidents on Sunday. Dead are 18-year-old Malik Cameron, a laborer of Bogue District, 28-year-old Trevor Powell, a landscaper of a Goshen District, and 34-year-old Donovan Samuels, a fisherman of Whitehouse, Westmoreland, and Campbelltown in St. Elizabeth. Cameron and Powell were shot dead along a roadway in Bogue. According to the Constabulary's Corporate Communications Unit, the police were summoned to the scene about 7:55 p.m. after residents reported that they heard explosions. The lawmen found the bullet-riddled bodies lying on the road when they visited the scene. About 35 minutes after that attack, police were summoned to Campbelltown, where Samuels had been shot multiple times. It is said that he was among a group of people playing a card game inside a yard when the armed men attacked, then fled the scene. Transport operators against tracking devices in PPVs. The Jamaica Association of Transport Owners and Operators, JATO, and the Transport Operators, TODSS, have knocked the government's proposal to install tracking devices in public passenger vehicles, saying that the systems will be of no benefit to public transport operators. The operators are arguing against them being required to foot the bill for installing the devices. The minister announced this in his 2018 budget presentation. However, at that time it was to be free to operators. The latest announcement requires us to pay between $15,000 and $30,000 for the installation of the device, and a possible $1,500 monthly. This tracking system has no benefit to us as operators, the groups contend in a release yesterday afternoon as their silent protests continued. Silent protest, the transport operators say, is to highlight to policymakers that the present regulatory trend is not providing the expected harmony in the public transport sector. We're asking the policymakers and the regulators to recognize our plight and make the necessary adjustment, the groups urged. In addition to their concerns about the tracking devices, the groups reiterated concerns about the lack of a fare increase since 2013. They have also questioned the issuing of thousands of new licenses by the government, while parking areas remains the same, causing friction and discomfort among operators and between the regulators and operators. In addition, the operators said that the Transport Authority continues to have a problem issuing badges, while they vigorously prosecute drivers for not wearing a badge. Kingston man freed in Stony Hill Rolex robbery case. Giovanni Powell, an auto parts specialist, was freed in the gun court of the offences of illegal possession of firearm and 2 counts of robbery aggravation on Monday in the Home Circuit Court. The prosecution alleged that on March 19, 2015, at around 5:30 p.m., A retired engineer and his wife were robbed at their Stony Hill home by two gunmen of $38,000 cash, two Rolex watches valued at over 32,000 US dollars, and a gold bangle valued at over 2,500 US. The accused man was represented by attorneys at law Berth Samuels and Abel Donfoot. The complainant admitted in cross-examination by Attorney Samuels that he saw the accused at the police station before the identification parade. The witness further testified that he was mainly looking at the gun throughout the incident. Attorney Foot, in making a no-case submission, argued that the identification parade was compromised and the overall identification evidence is of very poor quality, considering that the evidence revealed that the assailant at the time had an handkerchief over his face which covered his mouth and nose. It was further alleged that the most prominent feature of Powell's face was his ears, which a complainant did not include in his evidence or his description to the police. Following the no-case submission, Paul was acquitted of all charges by Senior Supreme Court Judge Mr. Justice Bertram Morrison. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to like, subscribe, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.